Hey, good afternoon, guys. R2. Happy Sunday afternoon. Krampus weekend. Unfortunately, no Christmas parades, and Anyways, uh, I hope you guys are healthy. We're all. It's almost coming to a year being doing this. Um, yeah, I just talked to my niece and nephew. But anyways, let's talk about. Okay, gotta focus our minds on something. So, like I said, try to get in your late work. If you did attended Saturday work, I mean Saturday school, great. Sunday and Saturday, I basically house chores and cleaning up. As you can tell, I haven't even showered yet. I usually a day, but on Sundays I actually did clean the floor of my study. So if you guys have to do that, clean up your room, do it. So I put all the stuff, all the school stuff that was spread out. The floors are clean. Woo! Almost. My work area, I turned that used to be my old desk from in college in my dorms in my apartment when I used to live, but everything else has been cleaned up. Uh, Unfortunately, couldn't get the windows fixed. So, anyways, I hope you guys had a productive weekend. So we're basically drawing two hands. So that's something my students did last year. Some of you guys did this last year. Studio. This year we're going to re-exercise that. Those of you guys who weren't in my class, and ARC 1, I taught that, and I'm reteaching to those students who are retaking me ARC 2. So you're going to study your poem, and I'm going to copy this for you guys. I thought I had my hand models. I had the ones at I was going to say the college, the high school. Those ones are kept on campus. Everything that belongs to the district that I bought with district money stays there. I never like to bring stuff over here. I mean, I do have this computer by them on loan. But anyways, we're gonna draw for this assignment. We're gonna do a front side of the hand and this part of the arm. Oh God, I gotta get my anatomy book. And we're gonna do a palm one. So this assignment's worth 110 points. So this is 55 points, and this side will be, and also will be 55. So you're gonna look. You're gonna shop for one of these two models. So you need a backhand and a palm. Okay, palm is this side. So I'm gonna pick from here. All I'm asking you guys to pick from there. I'm probably gonna go. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with the hand that's like this down here, and I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, actually, I kind of like this one too, but I'll be honest. I think I'm gonna do the palm because it's more difficult. Uh, and this one's also more detailed. So you will see. I'm gonna do steps and show you guys because I'm gonna scan it. So I'm gonna grab my. I also almost cleaned up my desk. We Mom and I try to drive to see Christmas lights. We're not the only place. Zoe, my wife, says Germany is really sad. So, anyways, I'm gonna leave this side blank. So I'm gonna draw two hands, two hands. We're gonna add form, in other words 3D, value, that's light versus shadow, and texture. Our design principle, this is our element. I should have put this down. Design principle will be probably very repetitive. Well, let's just go with proportion. It's going to be large. So let's just say large. So if we were drawing an action figure, like when we did the male and female, you're not going to add as much detail. You're going to detract. So here, proportion, we will see a lot of detail, like the veins, the wrinkles, the texture. If you guys, mostly the gentlemen, I hope, If you have hair on your hands, on your palms, I mean not your palms, the backside of your hand, you want to put that texture. That helps a lot too. Proportion. Okay. If you but don't panic, guys. You're still young. Um, if you ladies have some, okay, I won't say anything. Okay. Proportion, and we will also have um, varied um, design. I'm talking about design principles. Design principles DP. So I'm writing these down. So I have form, value, and texture. Those are the art elements I'm using here. What else? Proportion and variety of patterns. Let's go with that. Yes. Variety of. Now, if you're going to always talk about balance, and I used to do that for a while when I was 13, when we had to use that, I always used to go with the balance first. Try to find balance in the most awkward things. So, anyways, so I have this now. I've done the intellectual part. I know I haven't done this for the other portions, and it's. So we should have got this done. You should have done on Monday last week. We should have done eyes, nose, lips, little canal. That's good. Hair. Hair. We could have done any type of hair. Sorry, my mom wanted to know if we were going to go out. So I did for first period and sixth period. So I this year I did African American. Well, I shouldn't say African American, because anybody from African ancestry, sub-Saharan African ancestry, they live. It's people have migrated all throughout the world. So we have Asian American, the people of African ancestry who live in Europe, and they're Europeans, or in Asia too. So as well as how you have Jewish people in China, or Muslim people there too. Not so much in Japan, okay, but you do. People we're living in a global world now. So hair is different. So we did that, and the male and female. So the male and female are still in here. So here's my female, one of my females. I did a Bride of Frankenstein. I should have done Frankenstein too, but so you should have done a male and female. Okay, so we're done with that. Put this again. So let's start doing the hand. The first step for the hand. We do two things. Okay, hands are really tough. So I start off. So let's say this is your first step. Step one. Step one. The skeleton. Now we don't do bones like human beings, so we're doing like stick figure right now. So imagine your hand. See that? I'm doing a T. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm doing the same thing, but I'm going to add the second step. Step two will be the form, the 3D. So right now I'm going to start with this. I'm going to do this hand right now. So I'm going to start here. So right here, the stick. I'm going to do. Well, I'm jumping ahead. So it's going to go this way. I'm checking this out, guys. So I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this portion, and maybe cut it here. So let's see if I can redo this again. I like doing it only once. I'm doing this twice so you guys can know what's going on. I'm trying to teach you guys my method, my technique that I learned so many years ago. Okay. Next one is the index finger. So this puppy's going to probably start here. I'm going to cut it here. So do that too. This first step will be mostly sticks. Okay, so this puppy is going to go this way. And it's a little bit pointy awkward here. So it's going to go just like I did over here. Put it here. Put it there. Middle finger, well, lucky guy. Middle finger gets to go. And there's going to be a gap here. There's going to be a gap here too, just to remind me. Middle finger, well, gets the index portion. Well, it's in the center. In architecture, we refer to the apex index. So You guys see that? So this is your first step. I'm basically doing my skeleton here, or the sticks. Down here, the wedding ring. And look at your hand too. That helps you out. Do it. And the pinky. So, whoops. Should have gone a little bit lower on this one here too. Okay, so the pinky didn't do the index here, so it's going to go this way. And the pinky's going to go this way. Yeah. Whoops. Do the same thing. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys see that? I'm going to exchange. You know what? I might have to use a different light. It's really dark in here. Even that's what happens in the winter. I'm going to have to use my other light. Give me a second, guys. There we go. The problem is, let's see if I can do this. Oh my god. There we go. That's going to work. I'm going to turn off my heater. Don't want to blow up a fuse. That's all I need. So now I can see a little bit better. And now you guys can see that a little bit better. So I've already done this. So now you guys can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this too. Okay, so now here's another pencil. I'm going to start thinking like cylinders. This is what a cylinder is. This is what a cylinder is. So fingers are basically cylinders, or sausages, whatever you want to call it. So now I'm going to start moving to the next step here. So I've already done the stick here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start doing. Let me close the door because my mom's watching TV. She's taking a break. We're like after 2 o'clock. We're done. We done so we cleaning up. So do another cylinder here. So guys, see that? You guys are making this much larger. You're doing the whole thing here. So now I'm going to start doing these like cylinders. Think of them as cylinders here. Put little rings here. And I'm going to start doing the hand. I'm not adding detail yet. I'm basically also doing this, A and B. I'm spacing. Remember we did the 7? Yeah, we're spacing. So now going up here like this, I'm doing this finger. Except it does bend. Remember there's a bone here moving. Okay, middle finger. Actually, don't want to make it too big. You want the line going here. So I'm going to chop this finger a little bit down here this way. And do my gap here. Okay, here's the next step. And I'm going to copy this into the instructions for you guys. And here, my little pinky finger. I'm going to have to not follow. Grab my eraser, erase that. Put the little fatty tissue here that it has. And I just basically have outlined my hand. So you've done step 1, step 2, let's get to step 3. So I'm going to do step 1, 2, and 3 all over again. Except now I'm going to make it larger so you guys can notice the details in the video. So now I'm going to flip this down here like this. I'm going to do the same thing I did in step 1. So I'm going to start here. Here's my base, here's my hand. My procedure one more time. And I don't like to erase. Whoops. Do the, yeah. Notice I do the little house, as you might call it, or pentagon. I'm doing a pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. This goes here. So right now I'm going to do my cylinder, like a T here. Okay, so I'm just doing my armrest right now. Okay, so let's do the fingers again. So this thumb's going to go this way. I'm studying this. Actually, it's going this way. So in fact, it's going to go this way. So now here's the deal. When you draw a full human form, okay, guys, and you know what? I'm going to move the light because it's really not helping you. It's helping me, but it's not really helping you guys that much, as I noticed. Okay, so put it from up here. This just I shouldn't do this. This is an old lamp. Whoops. There we go. That will definitely work much better. Okay, I just wore golf shorts all today. While I was cleaning up, I missed going to the gym. First, I was getting my teacher's credential, then that. My wife's on my case on that. So, index finger, it's going to go here. So it's going to go this way. Open it up. Mine kind of straightens out a bit. Okay. And there is going to be a gap here. So I'm going to pre-draw. I'm going to think of my thumb right now, putting the ring there. So, oops, my thumb is not, well, actually it does that. I actually spaced it out really well. So we're doing the back side of the hand. And again, think of this as cylinders. If you don't know how to do a cylinder, just do the almond shape like I'm doing right now. And this will help you guys out. See that? I did two almond shapes. And then you, oh, okay, I get it. It's a tube. Yeah, that's what it needs to be. Do that upper tissue right now. I'm looking at the model I have. You guys are going to have the same digital handout. I'm going to put it up there for you guys and a little bit more too. So let's do the finger. So the finger is, if I look at it, goes, you can do this too. I'm going to do this. Notice what I'm doing right now for the fingers. I should have done that here too. It does help out if you do, like a halo we're going to erase later on. So this means my index finger should go. I'm going to put it down here. There we go. And then I'm going to have my gap here. And I know some of you guys are thinking, oh, I'm just going to trace my hand. Well, it doesn't work as good as that, guys. I mean, you can try that too, but it's going to look awkward, trust me. Because your hand, when you flatten it out, it's... So now... Okay, so the line goes here. Your bone actually bends a little bit, believe it or not. And, whoops, it doesn't do that. I keep forgetting. My middle finger does not do that. So, now, remember we traced our hand when we did texture. So, and think of, if you want to do the Vulcan, live long and prosper like Mr. Spock, go for it. It's kind of, I could never do that. So, these guys should be almost at the same. It's actually, I'm doing a general hand right now. I'm thinking of my female students in here, but I'm trying to keep it between both genders. You guys can make the cracks, but please be sensitive to people's feelings, okay? So, fatty tissue here. I'm gonna do this to fat, this part of the hand. I do have that excess stuff. You guys don't. You're still young. Enjoy it. It ain't gonna last for long. Sorry, Mr. Navas, you're so bitter. I know. That's what I was told when I was your age, my civics teacher. Because you're so cynical. I'm gonna hate to see you when you hit. Yeah. Well, anyways, let's not talk about that. So, anyways, here is the pinky finger. So the pinky finger should go, I would say, here. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna follow this. Actually, there we go. And I'm having a hard time because I want this. I'm gonna have to switch pencils right now. It's giving me a hard time right now. And you can do just like I am. If you need to erase, erase. I'm going to keep a double line here, the fatty tissue, because that's what I'm seeing in my model here. And when this happens to you guys, like it's happening to me right now, again, cylinder. This is going to bend here. So I'm going to think of a cylinder here. Maybe a cylinder right here, because this is where my finger's going to bend. So I'm going to put another cylinder here. That's what I should have done here for you guys, but I was visually doing this in my mind already. Okay, so, and I might just have to cut some of this stuff here, because your middle finger does this, kind of like loses weight down here and down here too. Let me get rid of that. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these for a while. Looks more like I'm going to fatten out my thumb a little bit more right now. Looks more like a young lady's thumb on the man's hand, but there we go. So now I'm going to do the fatty part of the thumb, the upper part. Then there we go. Well, let me come back. The pinky's giving me a hard time. I'm going to show you. Pinky finger. So now it's going to go this way. Think of the bone. And it actually comes down to here. So it should be down here. There we go. And hopefully we'll have some nice Christmas specials tonight. Okay, cool. So I've done steps 1, 2 right now. More detail, much larger. So I'm doing this hand. Let me move my pencil sharpener. So I'm trying to do this hand right here. Let me show you guys. This one right here, my thumb's pointing at. That's the one I'm focusing on. Let me get my tools. So instead of brushes, I'm doing pencils right here. So now, I like to start off with the finger. I'm going to erase some of these lines right now. They're just polluting. So we're going to do the fingernail. I'm going to start off here with me. So the fingernail is basically this. It's going to be sort of like a diagonal line, almost. Vertical diagonal line. Curve the line down here. A little bit similar like that down here. If you want to cut your fingernails, great. I'm one of those persons who keeps their fingernails really short too. So ladies, you do have long fingernails, so some of you, not every young lady does. So study your fingernails, okay? And they do have form. Okay, it's not just a pointy thing. You're not. It's not going to look like Dr. Fu Manchu's Mandarin. Chinese bureaucrats they had people doing the writing. They knew how to write and do all this stuff, but the majority, they had long fingernails as a position of their office in Imperial China. And the longer the nail, the more important you were as a Mandarin or bureaucrat. So there's the thumb for this one, the nail for this one. So I'm going to cut, there's a little bit of tissue there too. So let me get rid of that. Nice. Put the cuticle there if you need to, if this helps. I'm going to get rid of this too right now. This is kind of irritating right now. So put the cuticle. The cuticle is just a little arch line. You guys can see that? Just a little arch line. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Cuticle later on, but not yet. So I am copying. Whoops, should have done that. Should have way too long. No, not really. Okay, now this one's kind of off. So this one's going to go this way. And it's going to follow the form a little bit, not too much. There we go. There's that. I'm going to have to retouch this up using the ghost lines again. Okay, so you want to follow the thumb. That's the mistake I did right now. Follow the thumb. There we go. This is kind of a little bit long, but it's darkening it a bit too. There we go. I'm going to erase the and I'm using sketching lines right now. So I think I almost have my arm here. Now I do have the protrusions. Do you guys see this? It's getting there. So yeah, you want to know, you want to be comfortable with the details. I want to fix this fingernail right now. It's kind of study yours. Oh, okay. It's much better if you look at yours than looking at the picture because yours is real. Theirs is it's not. So I'm seeing what the problem I'm having. This finger's not long enough. There we go. And I'm looking at mine. So my nail goes like this. There we go. It's already fixed. Almost. So now I'm going to start with the thumb. So I want to add the texture and the value up here. So studying my thumb. And there's something wrong with the fingernail too. If I do this, it goes like that. There we go. So I really cut this fingernail short. I hate when I used to do that. And I'm going to start adding texture and value at the same time. So I'm going to add, look at the wrinkles. So right here is where my thumb wrinkles up. There's soft wrinkles. All that. So I'm going to darken this part of my hand. If I do this, this portion does this. And you guys are saying, but Mr. Navas, okay. So add texture here and value. Let's erase this line. If this bothers you, you get rid of it. So I also have these veins. So I'm going to use this as my veins. You're going to have this part. We all have that right here. It kind of. So I'm right now using hatching. So it's going to look like a chop off hand. That's our goal. And I want to do one finger at a time. So right now I'm going to texture this. Okay, a little bit, not too much. See that? It's getting there. You might want to erase some of these lines. We don't want to let people know the steps we took. We want to hide those little details. Those are little trade secrets as an artist. So now there is going to be a line that droops from here. So I'm using hatching lines, as you can tell. Okay, if this, just to help you out, let's call it the eye. This is where it bends, for most of your fingers. So down here is going to be 1, 2, 3. This one's going to be here. So make a line like this if this helps. This one's going to go more this way. Now I'm looking at the printed model. And this one too, right here. So I'm going to use this right here. This down here. And then using this as a bump. So now I'm going to do more shadow on this side. A little bit, not too much. But at the same time, I want to add some texture to this. Because hands are wrinkled. They do the most bending and wrinkling. And notice that little by little, it's coming to life. So this is the first hand. I'm going to make probably 2 videos. I'm going to leave this gap here, this fatty tissue. Coming back to this. Going in here, and then I'm going to have this fatty tissue here. And it's going to meet with this line right here. And coming over here again, I'm going to erase this. I wasn't happy with it. Don't even like what it's doing to the nail. Actually, this just actually looks much better right now. You guys see that? So I like to start from the top to the bottom. So I would advise you guys to do the same thing. And now here's the deal. When you draw, let's say if you do the hands for a full human figure, and it's a very small sheet of paper, you're not going to add that much detail. You're going to detract. But you have to know what to detract. I cannot tell you what it is. That's a judgment call artists have to do. Also depends how the hand is being modeled. So right now I'm going to have to put shadow here. Okay. I really wanted to do this with the new models I got for the class. But anyways, there you guys go. Looking at the wedding ring finger. I'm going to add more shadow on this side of the cubicle. Cubicle's still there. I'm going to do this too right here. Just a little bit, not too much. I think I might have done a little bit too much. So there we go. So now I'm going to add a little shadow. So you want to add soft wrinkles here. Look at your fingers too. I actually have more of a bump here too. So I'm going to emphasize on this one. Emphasize more on these ones here. I also do have a bent line here. I'm going to emphasize these more. And I got to start thinking about detracting too. I cannot just emphasize. And I'm going to do this one too right now. So darken this. Shadow back here. Maybe a little bit gap down here. Like I said, I don't want to come back to this later on. If you have hair, you might want to add a little bit more. But it's getting there. Okay, so I do have a lot of veins, so I got to be careful with that. That's not good. So I do have some. That line looks awkward. Don't have that. Do have a small one down here. So I have that. Do have those lines that come down here. I don't know why they don't put them in here, but I'm doing it now. A little line down here. A little line down here too. Erase that line here. So notice little by little. Do have this big old vein. Think of it like an artery, Mr. Navas. So I'm thinking it. So I might just emphasize this, and then and there's another one here too. If you have to use the eraser, go for it. Yeah, you just have to steady your hand, guys. This side's going to have more shadow here. So I'm oh wait, not done with this side. Have another vein, artery here too. So there you guys go. Also, if you're thinking about being nurses, okay, or even medical school, people have to start learning how to do the hands. I'm going to emphasize this part too right now. You're not allowed to take pictures of dissected cadavers anymore. A lot of medical schools are asking students to do sketch notes of the anatomy of the dissected. So put that in there. I'm going to add more shadow here too. I'm going to emphasize my line here more. Look at your fingers. I have more wrinkles down there. A few down here, but these are the emphasis. Darken this side too. So I think we're good with this one. Do you guys see that? So we've done step 1, step 2. Do you guys see that? Okay, now the second hand. That's the back side. This is the back side. Okay. Now the front side. How much time I've done? Okay, so the front side, it's going to take you less than 30 minutes to do one hand. So I'm going to go with this one. Same procedure. I do my cylinder just like I did the other one. So I'm going to do this hand. I'm doing this one. See that, guys? Okay. I'm really upset because I had that wonderful model at school we could have used this year. And would have been life much easier for you. So do the almond shape down here. Pierce it in the center. Think of it like a cylinder. I'm not going to make it go all that way bent, but I'm going to, so right, like it's chopped off here. So think of a cylinder. That's how I do it. Think of it in another almond shape. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then it's going to go this way. See that? I'm bending the line. Oh yes, and do this in your portfolio. I'm going to write that in the notes. Do it in your portfolio. I think I made my line way too diagonal. It's going to go this way. More like 1 o'clock. You got 12 o'clock. It's going to be 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So look at your hand. This is 12 o'clock. It's going to be more this way. It's going to go, the middle finger is going to be put at 1 o'clock instead. So it's going to go, so I like to focus on the middle finger. I stop right here on the top of the oval shape. So to make my palm, it's going to go this way. Whoops, 1 o'clock as I mentioned. Then it's going to go this way. Do the house again if it helps for the palm, except it's flat now. It's going to go this way, except it's going to stop here. And you're going to have this that goes, see that, in the thumb. The thumb likes to stick out. The thumb likes to do its own thing. It's basically, I know the index wants to be the boss, but let's be honest, I think it's, so now I'm going to do a bump here. And even though it's down here like this, it's going to go down like this. The palm's going to go this way. It's going to chop this up. So I'm chopping this up. I'm not going with the whole house right now. I went way too high. It's okay. You can actually, there's no, this is called adjustment. We always adjust in art. So now this finger's going to go this way, the pinky. And the pinky's going to stick out. Little. So think of it again like a cylinder here. Then it's going to go over here, and this guy's going to go over here. Pinky stopped here. Okay, put an almond shape. That helps to make a cylinder. It's going to go this way. Actually, should have kept this up. Bring it down. So I'm readjusting again. Readjusting right down here for my pinky finger. And I'm going to go another cylinder here. The dome. Just call it the dome. And it gets a little bit fatter down here. Puts on, it's like a tree almost. It's part of nature. So I'm going to go now for the wedding ring. And if I look at mine, it does this cut. It's not a triangle, but it does this. Goes up here. And it's going to be a little bit above here. So it's going to go down this way. I'm going to do my dome. But the index finger is going to overlap it. My index finger, although it's down here, got to move it now. It's going to go this way. Just a little bent here, like it's going to flip somebody off. I know. But it's the only way I can have you guys stay focused. So I'm going to do my index finger. Let's see, almost standing at attention, but it's not. Just this bent here. Let's go back here. This looks good. I'm not going to argue with that. But I think, okay, I made it too fat. The wedding ring finger. And I should have made it a little bit taller. I'm going to stop here because the index finger is going to be almost right over here. If you can see that. It's a little bit higher, but not too much. Mine does stick out more than the model in there. It's going to go this way. But right down here, on this almond, it's going to do a bent right here and come down to this. Okay. Except the bend should be down here. So if I do for this finger right here, but I'm going to see the side of my wedding ring finger. So it's going to go, I'm going to have this going like this. And then it's going to disappear, the side right here. Whereas for my index finger, right here, it's going to go show some of the side, the 3D, this portion. And now the index finger, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to split a little bit away, but not too much. I will arch it here too. Okay, I'll come back to the thumb. Some people actually prefer doing the thumb first. I like to locate my fingers where the bend will go. Okay. And also remember, we have fingerprints too. So we'll get to those later. I think I'm done with these right now. I still think I should have made my index finger a little bit much taller. There we go. I'm going to get rid of some of this. I'm going to have it bent too, but so in fact, get rid of that. Might just leave a few because I'm going to need those for my. So this guy is going to go Jenny Craig. The index finger down here, it's a little bit, and then my thumb, it's going to start here. I'm going to give it more weight, make it a little bit chunkier, and then it's going to go this way. Think of it like a cylinder too. Actually, should have gone bent. There we go. It actually helps me out. It does this fatty thing, and then it does this curvy wave thing here. I'm going to put the fingernail just to help me realize it's alive. It's there. So notice. So right now, what I'm doing is this portion, it's going to go this way. It's going to flow. I'm going to get rid of this now. It's going to come down here too. And this guy is going to go down here a bit more. I'm going to make it more diagonal, in other words. That's okay. Later on, so come back. So this is going to help me design my thumb a little bit. My thumb's actually coming out good. So now I can focus on this, thinking of this as a index finger. It's going to go up this way because it's closer for us. So we're foreshortening. In other words, foreshortening is when you make something that's closer to you appear larger, and when it moves farther away, it shrinks down in size. It looks less detailed, but in fact, it's just you're making it smaller or shorter. So my index finger, if I look at mine, it comes down here. It's okay to look at your own hand too. Please do that. That's going to save you a lot of time. So see that? It's coming out. Oh, I didn't mention where we think our light's coming from. So I'm thinking my light's coming from here. Okay, so I'm going with that. I'm going with this is where my light's coming from. So since my light's coming from up there, I'm going to see some tissue here. I'm going to erase some of this too right now. Not too much, but just a little bit. And now I'm going to start studying the wrinkles in my hand. And I'm going to start doing my fingerprints. Okay. I do have these. So look at where the bend goes. Okay, that. So now let's start off. Let's erase some of these. Not too much. Just erase a little bit, not too much. And then come back. And now you want to think. Look at your hand. Where should have bent the. I know in the sample on they don't. So start doing the fingerprints. This is way too smudgy. So let me clean it up. I'm going to find perfect. That's what I needed. So now I'm going to do very softly, like my fingerprints. And then the wrinkles. It's a little bit. Look at the printed copy too, if that helps. It helps to do and then foreshorten. If you need to foreshorten, go for it. I might just erase some of this right now. Okay, give me a sec. See what's going on, guys? So yeah, just draw me a palm. Do the two hands. You should be good. That's what happens. You need to take breaks. Don't go straight through like I am. I just do this because it's getting dark outside. That's why I'm having the issues. So I'm going to erase. Oh, I know what's messing me up. It's this middle line here. So it's going to go this way. It's going to go bent here like that. It's going to bend slightly down like here, but there's a palm here. And then there's that other palm that sticks out here. And actually comes all the way here. And then it goes here like that. And the cut is right underneath here. And the vein goes here. That's what messed me up. I didn't put this. If I would have put this in the first place, it's this vein right here. That would have saved me a lot of headaches right now. And let me change pencils again. That will work too. Erase that. So that. It's also sometimes the feel of the pencil you guys are using. One is using. So bend that in. There's a little bump here. And I'm actually looking more at the sketch version than. So do that. The line's more diagonal coming this way from the middle finger. Do this, cut this out. Bring it down here like that. Whoops, bring down the arm like this. Okay. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm going way too high. I'm looking at this portion of my palm. It's okay, guys. Study it. Okay. Then bring this in. Curve this from the finger. And I know what I'm doing now. Okay. Didn't do this. So I got to space this out. Should have spaced this out like that. There's a bump here. There's another bump here. Yeah. So that's basically it, guys. You're going to draw two hands. I'm going to try to finish mine off. It's probably going to take me another 20 minutes. I'm doing this one. I've already done this one. But do this one and this one. And you guys should be golden, okay? Any questions? It's the video. I cannot make the video longer than a minute, an hour. Okay, so we're good. Draw me a hand. Either I don't care how you model it, whatever works best for you. A back side and the front side, and that's it. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.